October 20th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4. Welcome back to Ace Attorney. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I'm having a hard time getting his voice out for some reason. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. They will call on people to present in the Studio 2 trailer today, or call on people present in Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edward seems a bit on edge today. Let me call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. I could not say her name for some reason. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez, I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer Studio 2. Everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. She's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Excuse me. The day of the murder. I entered the trailer a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you. The van. There's a van at Studio 2. Yeah, I remember. I had him take me in that. Thought it might be risky to walk with that monkey head toppling over. And added to the court record. I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Final battle, Nick. Let's do it. The day of the man. Let's see. By yourself? Yes. You didn't stop in the employee area. No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. I have anything saying exactly when it was. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. Nothing can be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Hold on. You had Cell take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I said I had Cell take me in the studio to van. Oh, right. What were you doing during that time? I'm hoping and he's not saying what I'm hoping, he's saying that I hit these. Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It has a 15-minute break. There's someone who could verify this. Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. She committed murder during that break. She wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. I had some evidence to prove she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I wish she'd said a little more. Or I kind of wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's being used to being the boss. I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said, somewhere. Guess that proves she didn't eat the steak. I don't have anything saying that she didn't eat the steak. A little before noon. Meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. So I had Sal take me. 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the evening. 6, so I'm supposed to object to this one, but I don't know what with. And I have a steak, but it's not her plate. This was from the employee area. That's all I've got. Ah, as I thought. Or as I thought. I've had 2 characters with British accents out here. I keep accidentally giving it to me as well. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate? This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you that it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside the trailer. That there were no bones left on the plates. Oh, yeah, that's true. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone too. You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. I knew that incinerator had to have some sort of point. I see. And what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order. Are you saying? Yes, Your Honor. Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak. She ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright. Isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was, worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? Do you think there's any chance that maybe she, like, took him down somehow? And then, like... Well, actually, she is the leader of the Mafia, so I guess she could have just had a Mafia person do it. But the kid didn't mention that, so I'm gonna say not. Maybe she took him down and then used it, like, after he was on the ground already? Maybe? I'm just gonna say... didn't, I guess? I think you would have had a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh, you see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Present the spear. Is it because it's been prepared by duct tape? Maybe it's like compromised. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. He fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who's wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon, and pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? Well, I feel like I'm supposed to say yes, but I have no idea. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well. Sorry, I did forget to put his voice back on. Let's see this murder weapon then. Oh wait! Wait! Is it? Guess here? Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying? Yes. It happened 5 years ago. has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside of the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. Use a man like you in my scriptwriting staff. You deny what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of the argument that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. The body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. You're claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1, in order to return to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break. How could I have disposed of the body? I know, the bus! The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death and carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? He had another way. Carry the body other than with her own hands. Yeah, the bus! For instance, actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. Bus. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1, and you used the studio van to do it. Well, it's a van, same thing. It's not a bus, but it looks like a bus. I recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? Yes, I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? I'm gonna say he was because he lied about the steak. Of course, Sal Manella has to have been a conspirator. But he had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. And he isn't always willing to do her bidding as well. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. I win? So what happens next? Don't me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Boy, so you mean D. Vasquez, so it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Who could say? Huh? You sure I did? Mr. Wright? You just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle? You proved the possibility that avoided Hammer. Right. But it is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, so there's no proof. Worth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? I want to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. You don't have a word to testify again. What's the point? I want to say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I want to say all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? Yes, the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. Damn! I'm so far only to fail. As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question and I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see. Very well. Your Honor... Excuse me. I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. It doesn't make any sense to you, Your Honor. I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, indeed. Verily, I say, ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify in the court concerning this matter. Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But... Wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? All that. After finding the body. I was just telling Old Black, the security lady, when he found the body. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police. The Powers showed up. The security lady, Old Black, was agitated. Wanted to get Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. I went home. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need to twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. He was selling Old Bag the security lady when we found the body. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 o'clock for the rehearsal. Let's say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies in the costumes, mind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Sam Manella's help. Oh? What did I just say? They're not to say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes. You try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy. The witness will continue her testimony. Powers is absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us. Did you expect me to be calm? Something seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Wait a second, wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around. You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Ms. Vasquez... Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, his Steel Samurai costume Powers doesn't really stand out. Left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Or Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Ms. Vasquez, you may continue. What was everyone else doing at that time? Was it a thing? It was silent, completely silent. Stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then silence. Dead silence. Silence. Hey Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. The old bag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. Old bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him go into the studio. Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all about this after the fact. You're not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. So, I just realized, wouldn't it also catch him on the way out? Wouldn't the camera just see him going there? Excuse me, going there as a Steel Samurai, then just going there again as himself? He asked to be left out of the proceedings. You asked to be left out? Yes. Seems that everyone else was questioned. I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. I believe the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you, or covered it up for you. Must have been a lot of writing on it, with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. The script and your direction notes. Yes, they're quite valuable. I wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder, after all. We could think of rehearsing after that. But they didn't find the body until they were already there. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please continue. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. This Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One. Exactly. Thank you, Edward. Order. Mr. Edgeworth. What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. We're thinking of a career change to defense. I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. The prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. That Hammer was injured, couldn't do any action scenes, so I left him behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal's the director. To find something to peg this on her here. Everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. So, I gotta be objecting to this somehow. Oh. Okay. You knew that Hammer was injured. You think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. That's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending. One person was injured in the run-through that morning. I was wondering why they were saying he was injured. I was like, that's news to me. I didn't even think to piece that together. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. If that's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez? Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. Was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah. When was he doing this? Well, would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2 where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. So was she intending to kill Mr. Powers? Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. I don't know why he was in the Steel Samurai costume. Order, order. I will have order. Witness. Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Ugh. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? Is there a reason? Or if there's a reason, it's unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Of course I can prove it. Okay, I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in the murder. I have no idea. I just feel like that was the right answer. I guess this? My proof. Photo from before? This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, this case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. You're talking about motives here, yet you've only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have to have no reason to kill Hammer. It was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. Well, that's what I just tried to do, but I guess no. Yes, no motive? You had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. So he was pretending to be Mr. Powers, so that way he could get away with murdering Miss Vasquez. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jackhammer snuck into the dressing room and stole Steel Samurai costume. Jackhammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jackhammer made his way to the trailer. For what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Damn. So you did do it, didn't you? Yes, I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel? Was that this is the 5 years ago incident? Oh. Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No, how could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel, don't touch him. Miss Vasquez, no! Please don't die, please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose, again. Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Hey, thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. October 20th, 1:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I now know that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. Bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez. To think that he tried to frame me for the murder. It makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? This is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put you on the blame because... I have no idea. I was just hoping there'd be... I feel like it's one of these two. I'm not entirely sure which one it is. I guess this? Because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once. He was reduced to acting in a kids' show, and as the villain too, to boot. Kids loved the Steel Samurai, so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime. I think every single point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I.
Congratulations, WP.
Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume. Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Nick, Edgeworth.
Say something, Wright. Not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Oh, pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. A big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Necessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in our way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Mr. Wright, was that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick?
For now we are, I guess.
Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth?
So the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change, and went back to making the kids shows again.
Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You want to watch it with me, right?
I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. Didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant.
Fine, I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time.
I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. The end. Next up is Turnabout Goodbyes. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.